Can you see
Hey,
me?
Ade. Yep. We can see you and your canteen.
Nice background. Nice background.
Okay.
Sure.
So, all right. Let us do a very quick introduction. This is the one joining us today is Adit. Aditya Zulfami. You can call him Adit. So he's a senior product manager in Shopee. So I think Adit, you have around 7 years of experience in product management, am I right?
5 years, 5 years.
Or 5 years. Yeah. So actually the product management is rather new, a new concept to us as a group. So I think most of us here is like very new to this topic, like never heard of it. So just a very quick background on the participant here. So I think we have some interior designer, we have sales manager, we have property agent, you know, and I myself is also from IT. So we are, and also even auditor is here. So we have all sorts of background of people here. And then yeah, that's a quick run through on the background of both side. So also to all my participants today, if you can show up your screen and let us see your face, it will be good. So all right, that's the very quick introduction. So Adit, are you ready to start to share your screen?
Yes, sure. I think it's still, I am disabled to share my screen.
Oh, sorry, it's me.
Could you allow me? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Is it allowed already? Let me try. Okay, sure.
Yep.
Can you guys see it?
Yep, see it.
Okay. Okay, hi. Hello, everyone. Yeah. Probably I will start with a question for all of you. Who's in this room, like, who have heard about the product management, can give me your thumbs up emoji. Anyone? Like clap or yeah, any emoji. Okay.
So I think it's only
Not
only me.
many, yeah. Okay, interested. Okay, I think yeah. Yeah, this one is quite trending lately. Which leads us to our topic today. Yeah, product management. What is it, and then like how to land a job as a product manager, right? Yeah, let me give you a bit of my background in this area. So, yeah, I'm a senior product manager in Shopee and have been in this role for about 5 years. So around 2016, I was graduated from University of Indonesia and then like started an internship at Netmarble Game in South Korea. Yeah, it's a gaming company. I started an internship as a QA analyst, I think. Yeah. And then like around 2017, early 2017, I decided to go back to Indonesia. It's like my first full-time job in Southstock. It's a fashion e-commerce company as a business analyst and then like promoted as a product manager. Around 2020, continued my journey at Shopee until now as a product manager also. So I was joined to the search and recommendation product at the beginning, and then I decided to move to data science product after that. Okay. Yeah, so this is our topics for today. It's quite a lot of things to share. So if you have any question, just feel free to raise your hand and ask me directly. You know, we just can have like normal talk and then like discuss about something. If you have any other thing that you want to discuss, feel free to let me know. Yeah, first, yeah, we will discuss about what is product manager and then like how's the day-to-day activity as a product manager. Then what should be a product manager, right? Because we have a lot of roles also in the startup. And then like how to land a job as a PM thing. I will give you also several interview question types. Then for several of these interview question types, I will try to give you the framework and best practice how to answer it. Okay. Yeah, so before I start the presentations, right, I just want to remind you, please feel free to raise your hand, and then like if you don't have any connection issue, please turn on your cam so I'm not feel alone in our Saturday night sessions. Okay. Let's start from what is a product management. Yeah, what's the product manager, right? I think product manager is not people manager role. When you think about like you manage the people, you can hire them, you can promote them. It's not like the kind of people manager as you thought. Because when you are a product manager, you need to lead the team without any ownership or any ownership as a manager itself. It's quite interesting role. Since we can say product manager many things like a researcher, prioritizer, and then like communications hub, a presenter. But I think the most important here is like when you're a product manager, you're responsible for the ultimate success of your product. Yeah, so sometimes they call it you the enabler. You need to do many things to make the product launch, to make the feature that you want created launch, to make it used by a lot of people. So that's your role actually. So when you talk about the position of product manager in your team, right? Usually when we talk about the IT team in the startup, in the tech company now, we have UX team, usually like the UX researcher, UX designer, and then tech team. Usually like we have TA, front end engineer, back end engineer here, data scientist, and also business team. Sometimes they call it business development team. Sometimes they call it commercial teams. So you need to be the person in this middle where you can help all of the collaboration happen between these three components. Because of that, you need to know like all of the context, some of the context in UX, some of the context in tech area. You need to know the the context of this business team, because at the end you need to communicate between all of these people. Okay. So when we talk about the skills also, it's very from the framing, defining until delivering. So framing, right, is more about the ideation. We talk about the vision of the product. What are you going to create for the product? For example, like Google YouTube want to create the end-to-end entertainment, and then like Facebook want to create the social network, end-to-end social network. Now they change it to the metaverse to make another vision. They want to make kind of like end-to-end life in a authentic in their world, right? And then like then you need to define the product, several product principle plans. All of these things are belong to the framing part. However, like the next part is defining. Thing is more into like how you can maintain the stakeholders. How can you maintain all the expectations belong to this area? And then the last part, how you can deliver it.
Okay.
So it's really vary from one startup to another, one tech company to another. It depends on the size of the company. It depends on size of the company, structure of the company, the culture also. Because like usually in a big company, we have the PJ who will take this part of delivering part. So for PJ is project manager. They will take care of the delivering the product. However, like for the smaller company, PM tends to take end-to-end part of this skills and responsibility. Okay. Now we will going to talk about how's the day-to-day activity as a PM, right? think here's almost everything that we do as a PM. Usually early in the morning, we check the system dashboard. We need to know like how's our system usage, how's our like conversions, how's our user behavior yesterday. Also check our email. Sometimes several stakeholder will raise their issues, their concerns to you through the email early in the morning. And then after that, we have a stand-up meeting to make sure the project progress is going well. This stand-up meeting is usually like we do kind of a 15 minutes meeting with all of the engineering team to ask them whether like all of the to-do list is done already or not. And then whether is there any like blocker or not. If there's any blocker, then yeah, we are going to probably create a ticket around this 11 a.m. or we discuss with the other stakeholders also. So after this, right, yeah, we create the test the system also after this to make sure that whether all of our product that will be launched is having no bugs. Also, like if there's any bug, we can create the ticket and solve it as soon as possible. And then at around 1 p.m., the activity is quite dynamic here. It means like it can be different from one day to another. Usually, we will need to create the PRD, product requirement document, where you put a lot of requirements there, the detail of the product, what kind of product that we will develop, and then like also we need to prepare for the release note, how we are going to let the user know about the new product that we are going to release. And then FAQ is also important because like sometimes our product is not that clear, then people will raise a question on it. So we need to prepare for it also, user manual and a lot of documentation that you need to do. So usually I will do it around 1 p.m. after lunchtime. And then backlog grooming and sprint planning is kind of like common terminology for agile and Scrum development. So backlog grooming is actually like when you have a lot of to-do lists and then you take like which one that you want to do for the next week. So yeah, sprint planning is kind of like a similar thing. Gather the requirement. Usually we need to talk with the business team. How's the feedback from their side? Whether like they have any plan to develop or to be launched in the near future. So we will do it in this requirement gathering part. And then also we need to do align with other teams, align with the designer, align with the tech lead. Also sometimes we need to align with the HR team, just because like we need some human resource to support our next project. So all of those things I do around 1 until 6 p.m. and then I go back home. Sometimes usually we need to do overtime, but still during that time.
I think I did. We take a short pause here. So let me ask my question, or maybe and then maybe the floor can also follow up, because I think I see some faces like wow.
What are those things?
They're like they're not. It seems like not quite following, but so I think they also have their questions. And okay, so first up, is the stand-up meeting a daily thing?
Stand-up meeting, yes, a daily thing.
So it's a daily. Okay, because I just now I also heard you mention about agile methodology, agile Scrum methodology. Because I know this stand-up meeting also part of agile Scrum. So can you explain a bit more on like agile Scrum, like maybe not down to very technical details, but just to let everyone here catch up to the understanding?
So actually agile Scrum and all of those stuff usually it's kind of like new product development life cycle. The old things usually we have waterfall, when you plan everything at the beginning and then like execute it until it's finished, and then like you do another planning, finish it again. So this kind of like method is quite popular in a big company like Microsoft. Early when they have launched a kind of like yearly product, right? You see like Microsoft something with the years 2007, 2008. So they do the waterfall for each of the year and do the plan for next year. So, however, like this kind of stuff, it's not kind of things that required by a smaller startup. When they have smaller amount of user, they need to create the product rapidly. They need to deliver it faster. They need to fail faster. They need to know like what are the product that the user like and what are the product that user don't like, right? And if they know that the user like this kind of specific feature, they want to develop further for this feature so they can maximize the potential of this feature. So for this kind of like startup, for this kind of like small company, they need to have more agile one. So that's why agile and Scrum more helpful for this kind of like startup. So they have a lot of to-do lists, and then they do a kind of like weekly evaluations on what are they doing to do for the next week, and then like after that they will put all they have to-do list here, and then like they will have another like this weekly to-do list. So the things that they want to do for that specific week. So they will take from this huge to-do list to the smaller to-do list, and then like do it per week. So that's why we call it backlog grooming. So we take some from the backlog and then put it in our to-do list.
Okay. So can I if I want to do a short summary of because you also mentioned waterfall in your explanation. So can I say waterfall is like I plan ahead. Let's say I started to when the year begin, I plan everything in January. So I finalize everything, and then throughout the time of like next this year or even next year, I will just stick to this plan and then execute whatever I need. And I already decided in the January of that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So whereas agile will be more like we try to get whatever we can. We know roughly what to start already. Then we just go on. If someone come back to us, hey, I want this feature. I want to, when I go in, I directly can scan the QR code. So we will take into consideration whether you want to implement or not. And if people decide, then you just on the way throughout the way you execute
exactly.
it. Yeah. All right. So I think maybe any question from the floor.
I'm just curious, right? So the daily stand-up meeting, usually what is the agenda? Yeah, like like how is it? Like what you guys will talk about? And I'm just curious, like as a product manager, in this stand-up meeting, does it mean that you will have your own product executive, or there's like all different product manager gathered together for this stand-up meeting?
Usually one product manager with several engineers.
Product engineer, is it?
Yes. So yeah, the backend engineers, front-end engineers. So yeah, just small development team. Usually like consists around 4 until 8 people. And then in this like setup meeting, we usually discuss more about like what we have finished yesterday, and then what we are going to do for today, and then is there any blocker or not? That's all.
Also, it's a very quick one,
very quick one. Yeah.
Okay.
Just gonna check the updates, because like usually for deeper discussion we will have a separate meeting, right? We call it align with the other teams here.
Oh, okay.
This kind of alignment usually like weekly.
So as a product manager, do you have your own exec, or is or this title is like for one person?
Which one?
I'm just curious, like as a product manager, as a senior product manager as yourself, does it mean that you will have your like product executive like under you, or?
So as I said before, right, product manager is not a manager.
Okay, now understand. Okay.
It's not a people manager. So you
Okay,
are
okay.
kind of like individual contributor. You don't have someone below you.
Manage the product. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Now I
so you
can
manage the
understand.
product, not the person.
Okay, understand now. All right,
I
thank you.
think I think maybe also to address Eddie question is that can I say, because can I Adit, can correct me if I'm wrong, can I say that
Yes.
the so-called software engineer or IT developer for some of us is also can be considered as a aspect of inside your team, because you are the one managing their deliverable?
Okay, they are cannot say so also, because like they are reporting to their tech lead.
Okay,
Oh.
tech lead. Okay.
Yeah, they're reporting to their tech lead. They're reporting to their design lead. But we are the people that decide what are the things that they need to do. So yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, you are not really managing the people, but you can tell them what the things that they need to do.
Okay.
But of course, because like they are not reporting to you, you need to do it with an influencer. You need to have a leadership skill that can convince them to do it.
Yes.
Otherwise, they if they don't want to do it, and then they can report it to their lead, which is like this product manager to do this, it doesn't make sense. It's not like really creating a big impact. Then if they don't want to do it, it's also totally makes sense. It's acceptable. So yeah, that's why I think you need to lead it with your own leadership skill without like any ownership as their manager.
Understand.
Okay. So
All right,
any
any
other
question?
question? Any other question? Okay. All right. I think we yeah, Adit, you can proceed.
Okay. Okay, I think we have discussed about like how's the day-to-day activity, right? And then like what should be a product manager. I think this is a thing that it's a role that suits you if you are a person that like a problem. You like a problem solving. Yeah, because the problem solving is your continuous job. You will face a lot of issues. People will come to you, bring their issues, and then like they ask you to solve it, and that's your job to solve their issue. And then if you like the ownership, also yeah, you will own the product and also bunch of its issues. And then you also need to be responsible with all of the product that you propose, with the features that you propose, the development that you think is going to be impactful, whether it's measurable or not. And then if you like to leading the other people, so yeah, to execute all of this product, to execute all of the project that you have, you cannot be alone, right? You need to be the alpha to lead all of those team members, which contains a lot designers, engineers, data analysts, data scientists, and they have very different background. They have a lot of considerations. So they are very like critics. They can ask you a lot of things, and then you need to answer it. You need to be very reasonable, data driven. Okay. Yeah. So before we talk about how to land a job as a PM until now, do you have any question?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So yeah, how to land a job, right? So sorry, I forgot to change the title here. So yeah, I think I really recommend people, if you want to try product management role, if your company has this product management role, go for internal transfer, because I did it that way. It's a lot easier, and the company already know your capability. Usually we can start with kind of like I started with asking my manager to be a product manager for a project when I was a business analyst at that time. So I can get the exposure and know whether I really love this role or not. Because it's really hard to land a job as product manager if you doesn't have any experience before. A lot of people are looking for experienced product manager. That's why if you are still a student, that internship is the best way to start it. So you can get the exposure as a product manager without risking any of your like current role, current job. And then the last, if your company doesn't have any PM role, and then like if you're not student anymore, then the thing that you can do is just move out and then like resign from your company, and then like try not resign directly, just try to land a job as product manager first. And then if you get accepted in one of the company that you really want to work there, and then like you can resign. The other thing also, you've also probably heard kind of like hackathon competition. But we have a lot of hackathon competition lately, so you can register as a product manager also there to have more exposure and experience as product manager before you really like decided to move as a product manager. Because not everyone really love product manager. I have friends who are coming from data analyst background, they decided to move as a product manager and then decided to go back as a data analyst because actually that product manager is not a role for him.
I see. So because is it because that product manager is very much different from an IT developer, because this data analyst kind of role is more of the technical developing kind of role. So
exactly.
Is it because that you need to be you need to be reporting to people, you need to be accountable, you essentially is a PIC for a certain product, am I right?
Exactly.
So everything happens in that for to that product is either your praise or your problem.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So if people will come to you with their issues, as I said before, but it's not all about the business person only, but the engineer also will come to you. Whether like their proposed solutions make sense and acceptable for the user or not. So you need to go back to the user to ask them whether it's okay or not. Sometimes it's not acceptable by the user, by the commercial team, by the business team, and then business team will go back to you and give you the other requirements, how the product should be. And then like when they come with the requirements, the best people that you need to go is the designer, right? Designer can help you to design the product. And then after the designer create the product, create the design, right? You need to go back to the engineer to ask them whether this is like implementable or not.
Yep. So sounds like a lot of stakeholder management here.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Yep. So okay, I just want to try to draw a distinction line between product management versus project management, because I heard you mention about, in the periodic table you mentioned about product management and project management. So is there a clear distinction line between these two roles, or is it like most of the time it's interchangeable? Maybe just in certain company they split the job, split the task.
Okay, that's a good question. Usually, like project manager is only executing or maintaining the timeline if the things that they want to implement is already clear. That's why for the how we call it, like software house, right? Software house. They have the clients, right, who already have the requirements. They know exactly what the things that they want to create. So for that kind of company, they need the project manager, because they don't need the people to decide what are the products that they need to create. However, like for example, like Shopee, we don't have the other company who tell us you need to create A, B, C, right? So we need to create the initiative by ourselves. And then after you make the initiative, right? Then after the feasibility study and all those stuff to discuss with the designer, engineer, and all those things feasible, then the things that you need to go to the project manager to let him lead the development. Sometimes, yeah, if you can handle it by yourself, then it's totally okay that you can handle the development also. Usually in the small startup, you lead it by yourself, end to end, without project manager. I think until Series B, startup still do it like that. They don't have the project manager to check the timeline, whether it's delay or not, and if it's delay, what he needs to do. All of those things will be done by the product manager.
Okay. So
Is that
can
clear
yep, clear. So can I say that product management is has a lot of scope. So and inside it, project management is one part of the product management.
Exactly.
Right.
If we can go back, to our periodic table, right? Mostly, the project management role is only in this part, and I think sprint also can be one. Oh no, it's not sprint. It is from this blue one till the end.
Okay. Understand.
I think maybe project management, what I did mention is like something that is certain already. So
Yes.
they just need someone to manage the project. But product manager is more towards something that is still uncertain. So you need someone to create something, to confirm something, whether if it's workable. So that's why the product manager have to, coordinate with different stakeholders like engineers, designers, back and forth. Then only can confirm. One is completed, then maybe the project manager can take over and execute the whole thing.
Yes, exactly. So if we see the input, right? The input is different between project management and product management. The input of the project manager is the project itself, the things that they want to do. However, for the product manager, the input is the problem. The problem is like how to increase our revenue, how to increase our retention, conversions, how to increase like our user, how to increase our traffic. That's the problem that comes to us, and we need to solve it by by discussing with a lot of stakeholders.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay. We come to interview question.
Yeah, question time. If you are still
okay. Before we move in here, I think just because I know some of us here is looking to change their career path. So I'm just asking on their behalf. So is there a very clear-cut barrier in product management? Let's say that you must be you must study software engineering, then only you can join product management. So let's say what if I am from accounting? What if I'm from auditor or tax? So is it possible to transition from my current role to into a product management, or maybe you know that in Shopee there's someone like that and go from accounting or some very different role into product management?
Yes. So I think product management is quite general role. We need people that can understand well on the accounting side also. With the person that, so if you think about any product in your domain that need to be created, need to be developed, that can be made more efficient, then we need a PM role that work for it.
Okay.
So that's why if we for example, like we want to create an accounting system, right? And then we compare between the people that have accounting background compared to the computer science backgrounds. It's much easier to hire from this accounting person and teach them how to develop a product compared to teach accounting to this like computer science student.
Oh,
right?
is it? Would it is it because of the communication problem? Because I also deal with IT developer. So is it because like IT developer, quite a number of them are like a bit more introvert, like they are very focused on their coding?
Just because the domain knowledge. I think not everyone ready to learn on the accounting stuff. Because at the end, when you talk about what's the things that you guys probably the one that coming from accounting background doesn't know about product management role, probably only the technical side, right? However, for the technical side, you can ask to the engineers. You have engineers in your team. You didn't expect it to be able to understand all of those things by yourself. Because of that, you work as a team. You can ask them about it. So the thing that you need to do is fill the gap. The thing that they don't know about the product, the thing that they don't know about the requirements, and bring it to them. Ask them whether it's possible or not. So everyone that, if you work with a system and you think that the system can be improved, the system can be made more efficient and something, so we need a PM for it.
Then the relationship between the product manager and the others must be really good, or else I think it'll be a lot of problem, right?
That's why. In terms of communication,
the engineer like, oh no, cannot be done. Then the PM has to push for it and all this.
Yeah.
You got sometimes a lot of kung fu there.
Yeah, you need to trade them with coffee lah. Sometimes.
Starbucks every day. Yeah. Very people role, I feel. Very people role.
Yeah, you because like you're not managing them, you cannot give them the decrement of the salary. You cannot give them. You can fire them, but you need to influence them. You need to go there and talk with them. Why you need to develop this, and you need to be very reasonable, data driven. Sometimes you need to convince people with a lot of arguments with the data. When you talk with the data, someone cannot deny it. Someone cannot reject it. Usually, in a small company, you will get a lot of rejection of your ideas. But all of those things because you don't bring it with the data, mostly. If you can give the reasonable reason, like why this should be implemented, like you can say like the expected like increment of the revenue, increment of the user. I think a lot of people can like accept your idea and then like start to work together.
All right.
Okay, we go to the interview question time. It's a bit tricky one. I think let's start with the most common one. I think I practice it with QC a lot of times. Usually, tell me about yourself, right? This is the best questions that have been asked for a million times, and guaranteed if you tried to join an interview for more than 3 times, think at least once we'll ask you this. Or call me, I will treat you a Starbucks. Okay. Tell me about yourself, and then like, why do you want to apply this position? What is your strength and weakness? And then why do you want to leave your previous company? I think very common questions. You just need to practice it. You need to know like what are the things that you want to answer. especially when they ask you why do you want to leave the other previous company, please don't give a bad review of your previous company. Just to keep your previous company image still good, and then like also to strengthen your bargaining power when when you have a salary discussion. Okay. Yeah, and then like after that, business case question. Usually like they will give you a business goal, business situations. For example, like they want to do a market entry, or they want to make their revenue increase, and then or they want to make the cost optimizations and all those stuff. And then like they will ask you how you can solve it. I think it's kind of like general questions that usually ask in a consulting company.
Yeah, by the way, if I have let's say if I have previous experience in consulting, would it be even better to just move into this product management role, or is it like is it just a perfect experience to before you move in?
Yes, a lot of people who are going to product management roles coming from consulting background. I can say like around 30-40%.
Okay.
And then like guesstimate questions. It's a very like random question. Sorry, I have this Jakarta example here. Probably we can replace it with KL. Like how many shoes in KL probably, and then like how's the total size of product market? How's the market size of this product, for example, and then like how is the margin of selling products? Why? And then very random questions. Sometimes they will ask you like how many cars in KL, and then how many cars in KL that having like red color. So you need to answer these kind of questions before.
Like, what was the reason behind asking this question? Is that
good questions? So actually they want to know like your critical thinking, structured thinking, how you gonna like chunk this huge problem into smaller problems that can be answered and can be measurable. And then like they want to know your reasoning. They want to know also your presentation skill.
So can I say that there's no right answer, there's no correct answer. In fact, they don't even expect one. It's rather how you approach the question. That's the thing they want to know.
Yes, and how you explain it. How clear is your structure? Because at the end, like you need to explain a lot of problems, a lot of solutions with your team members, with the stakeholders, so they expect you to be able to explain it also in this kind of like problems.
Okay.
Okay. Good so far.
Right.
Not overwhelmed.
Yep.
Okay. I think we already discussed 3 questions, and then let's go to the next question here, behavioral questions. Yeah, they will ask you about the leadership skill. Usually like if you need to convince your team members about a product, about your proposed idea, how you are going to do it. If you need to convince the other team members that have the other priority, how you are going to do it. Yeah, teamwork, success. Yeah, success is kind of like more into like what's your most successful moment in the previous company? What define it as a success? What's the most challenging moment? Failure. So they want to know how you can come back from the failure. So all those things are more into like behavioral questions. Just want to know how you approach thing. Yeah, you just need to prepare on these kind of questions if you really want to go for a product management role. And product questions. I can make sure that it's kind of like similar important question as the first one. Tell me about yourself. When you apply as product manager, they will ask you about your favorite product.
Mm.
You need to explain it why. And then they give you a feature, and they ask you to improve it. How you can improve it? What kind of improvement that you want to create on this product? And then the last one, you need to design a product, random product. Lastly, when I practiced it with QC, right, I taught her to create a product for her. I taught him to create a product for his parents.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably I will. The interviewer also will ask you how to create a product for your grandparents. Right? So you need to know the reasoning and like how you approach this kind of problems. You don't need to directly say like, for my mother, I think I want to create them what can help my mother. A bowl. Why? Yeah, just I think my mom doesn't have a bowl. Cannot answer it like that. You need to really think deeper. Right. Okay. Okay. Wait. Yeah. Oops. I think. Yeah. Let me try to give you ask you one of these questions. Yeah. How do you want to design the product for your grandma? I think QC can ask one of your friends to try answer this product question.
Okay. Okay. So the question will be, how do you want to design or what kind of product you want to design for your grandmother? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah. I think. How about Leon? Would you want to try?
What kind of product I would invent for my grandmother?
Yeah.
I would invent an automatic grave cleaning machine because she.
This is so dark.
No, I'm not. I mean, on a serious note, because one thing for us, like we have rarely got the time to visit our relatives who passed away at their graves and even on their location. And usually, what they do is that they employ labor to help, weed the grass on the grave. I mean, to cut the grass on the graves. Make sure that the graves are well maintained, and they have caretakers at the cemeteries and stuff like that. But it can be quite costly because it's a job that's can be quite what's the word I would say superstitious, because it's like you do not want to upset the deceased. So I was thinking that maybe to avoid creating problems in superstition, maybe we could have a small device that can help, it will just polish the tombstone, monitor the grass, make sure it doesn't grow too long, and then that every time we come back, when we give our pay respects, it becomes it's we can see that they're well taken care of. So that is something I would think about. Yeah,
that's a good idea, but yeah, we can polish it later. Okay, nice one. Thank you.
I think it started so dark. I thought it was a joke.
That's a good answer. Okay, we will discuss it later. Okay, when we have the framework, and I think you can practice it again later. Okay. Usually for the technical product management role, especially like the technical PM role like me, I was in such a recommendation before, which is the product doesn't have any UI. You focus on the logic, improve the algorithm. And then after that, I decided to move to data science product, which is also another technical stuff. Mostly they will ask you about this kind of algorithm questions, how you can make the process something more efficient, how you can develop the algorithm for search, for example, how you're going to make it more efficient. How's the complexity before and how is the complexity after you improve it? Is this usually this kind of role will be fulfilled by computer science students. So if you are not going to apply for a technical product management role, so you can ignore this kind of questions. Okay. Now we can discuss about the framework and best practice to answer all of those questions. Okay. But before it, do you guys have any question so far?
Actually, Aditya, I actually wanted to ask one question, but I wasn't
Yes.
sure when exactly I can do this. But first of all, happy birthday to your company tomorrow, 12/12, very important day. I actually wanted to ask is why did you choose Shopee to continue your career? I mean, there are so many other there are many other big companies, but why did you choose Shopee in particular? What was the main attraction? Yeah, that's the question.
Okay, let me tell you a honest question, honest answer. So when I was in Indonesia, right, I think until now also my English is not that good. So I need to have a lot of other reason why I should can help me to be accepted as a PM in Singapore, because my goal at that time is only Singapore. Because of course, like, the Singapore is much better compared to Indonesia, and then like Singapore is much closer to my hometown because my mother is living in Bintan Island. So yeah, I just want to go to Singapore, and then like thinking about the business knowledge, right? And then like my technical background. I have technical background in search before, customer facing product before, and then like Shopee biggest user now is still in Indonesia. And then if you talk about search, right, it's very localized, different from one country to another. Because of that, they need someone that have a background from Indonesia. That's why I tried to apply Shopee directly. So if you are trying to apply to the other company, I think if you can bring your like local advantages, I think it can be a lot helpful. I think, yeah, for example, like Malaysia right now is number 2 in biggest users in Shopee. So yeah, if you can try to apply and then like you bring a lot of these knowledges, then I think, yeah, it can be a lot of plus point for you. And then like, yeah, I think more into like that. So you can position yourself when you can win the competition with the other interviewee, with the other applicants. So at that time, yeah, Shopee is the best spot for me.
Thanks, Aditya. You gave me a bit of a mind-blowing session, because usually when I ask other people this, they'll say how the company is like bring benefit to them, but then you give me an idea that you see as an opportunity, like what you can do for them and something like that. So
yeah,
thank you for that.
Yep. I think, but in terms of the company growth, is also not that. It's also interesting, right? We already open. I don't know how many countries that we already open now. 3 in America, I think, right now, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, and then we open also in
I
Europe,
think South
right?
America, South America and Europe, right?
Yeah, South America, Europe.
American itself, I think is still not.
South America. Sorry. Euro, we open in Poland, Spain, and the other forgot already. And then India, I think we already started. Yeah, Southeast Asia, we already opened in Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Taiwan. So yeah, we are growing rapidly. Our stock is also growing rapidly. So
yep,
interesting. Any other questions? No. Can continue.
Yep.
Okay. I think for guesstimate questions, right? We can use the bottom-up approach or top-down approach. So bottom-up, usually we come up from a very basic unit, For example, like if we need to guess how many cars in KL, for example, we can count up. We can start from the how many population in KL, and then like we can narrow down. Usually, not everyone will own cars, right? So only for the people, probably like only one in one household. So we can divide it, number of household in average in KL is usually around 3, can say. And then like you can narrow down until you get the answer. Okay, the other approach is top down. So you come up you started with the largest possible size as possible. Probably you already know how many cars in Malaysia right now, how many market sizing of cars in Malaysia, and then like you calculate like how many cars in Malaysia, then you narrow down on how many cars in KL. Okay, so yeah, you need to prepare for this this kind of like population. Yeah, if you can compare like between bottom up and top down, right? I really prefer from bottom up because it's really easy because we know the knowledge better. You can like approach every problem from the population, usually number of populations. So here, number of population, Asian populations. I think this Indonesian population you can replace it with KL populations, and then Malaysia population, KL populations, and the average people per household, life expectancy, and then like how hours in a year. Usually they ask you like how many new cars in an hour, for example. Like so you need to how many new cars in an hour, for example. So you need to make the calculations, and then for 1 year, and then like divide it by 9,000 a minute in a year. So yeah, you just can bring all this to your interview. And then logic tree, issue tree, or you can call it fishbone diagram. I think it can be very helpful for your business case because like you can analyze it deeper. You can find the root cause to break it into smaller problem, and then like solve the deeper problem. Okay. I think when you create a free logic tree, issue tree, so you try to make it MECE, mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. So try to avoid the overlapping. Also try to make it completing each other. So you will calculate it together with the world population. And then you can use also customer journey, process flow to help you on analyze deeper on which funnel that you need to improve. Usually when you do a process improvement, right, you need to analyze which funnel that have the homework on it, and then like try to improve on each of these, because like each of these funnel will have different metrics or KPI that you need to measure to analyze whether the problem is in the awareness, whether the problem is in the considerations, purchase, loyalty, or efficacy. So yeah, this the general customer journey usually like when you have a product, and then usually you will analyze whether they are aware of your product or not, and then whether they consider to use your product or not, and whether they purchase it or not. After they purchase, whether they repurchase it or not, right? And then after they repurchase, of course, you want to make the company grow bigger. So it's belong to the advocacy part. And then when you analyze a company, you also can analyze it in this kind of like approach. Whether like your company right now is still very small and it needs a lot of awareness, or the awareness is already big, you already make a lot of like good news, but actually people not consider it. then you will need to approach it in a different way, right? And then if people already consider it, but actually they are not purchasing, they are not converting to your customer, then the problem is belong to this third part. And if user purchase your product, but actually they move away, they decide to buy another one, they belongs to the fourth problem. And then if people keep buying your product, but it starts, your loyal customer keeps like around that number, then the problem is in the advocacy part. Okay. So for our product case, right, when you ask about how to improve a product, what's your favorite product, how you are going to create a product for your grandma, right? And then you can try to answer it, use this framework, panism. I think really easy to remember. I think, yeah, give them the panism. So you can, when we talk about your grandma, right? Yeah, you can. I think we can go directly to the. So you can discuss about the. We can discuss about the product first. So I will create a product for my grandma. So our user is actually. Hello. Yeah.
Yep.
Our users actually my grandma who already passed away several years ago, and then and then you know what it needs from this for my grandma, right? I think since she already passed away, then I just need to know I need to keep this clean, and then looks maintained, and then so. But the issue is all of our family members rarely visit, right? We are far away. So we need to have something that can maintain my grandma tombstone and all of those things. So yeah, because of that, I think you can try to propose the solutions here with your very nice solutions before, and then usually we will come up with several solutions. Probably I can think about probably tombstone wipers to clean it monthly or weekly, right? Or any other thing, probably water sprayer to watering the grass, right? We can think about a lot of stuff here, and then try to prioritize it using the metric. What kind of metrics that we want to measure here? It's about challenging. It's a bit challenging because you really cannot ask your grandma, right, whether she's satisfied or not with your solutions here. So I think the problem more the family satisfaction, right? Whether they're satisfied with the product or not. And then we can summarize it again, because there's a lot of journey start from product until the metrics and the final product that we will propose. So you need to summarize it, make a bit one or two sentences to summarize this, to explain what the product that you wanna create. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I think by the way, the panism is I think it is Adit's term. So do not try to Google it. You can't get result.
Yeah, that's my own framework. So I can share it a bit with you guys. So some extra tips here. If you really want to land a job as a product manager, I think you search the company, know their product, because sometimes they will ask you to improve their product. So you need to prepare on the answer on what kind of product that you wanna develop if you are joined in their company. And then read the job description clearly, and try to align it when you tell yourself on it. Probably they are looking for someone very data driven, and then handle a lot of difficult projects. So you need to mention all of those things in your tell me about yourself. Try to try to measure your impacts with the data. You do the project ABC, how's the impact to the company? And then like they ask you about the if they are looking for someone that have a lot of challenging project, mention about challenging project that you done in your previous company. Okay, and then like ask questions. If they ask you about product for your grandma, right? I think you can ask the question again. Whether like it's only for physical product, software, or what kind of product is it? Try to narrow down it to the things that they really want. So sometimes the interviewer have some expectations. Probably they only want to hear from you the software product. They're not looking for any hardware product, right? Like the wipers and all of those stuff is like hardware product. And then like ask time to think. You cannot answer it directly because like you need to think deeper. You need to know like what's your grandma needs, what's your grandma issue, and then like you need also to list several proposed solutions. So just tell them directly, okay, can you give me like 3 minutes? Let me think about it first. Bring your like sheet paper and then like pen and write all of those details from each of the points in your frameworks. And then after you're ready, then probably around 3 minutes or 4 minutes, go back to them and then like punch them with the punism. Okay. Yeah, you use the whiteboard. I think if the situation like now, right, you cannot use the whiteboard. So try to share your screen, use a spreadsheet, or like you also can use your Slack, Google presentations to share your ideas. I think, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, let me go next. Okay. Yeah, I think my presentation today was to give you the knowledge of the product management in general, right? And then like how to land a job if you are interested on it. And then to recap, yeah, this presentation was divided into these 6 main parts. Just what is product manager, and then like we already look at like how's the day-to-day activity as product manager, and then like why you should be a product manager, what kind of people that suits to this kind of like role. And then if you are still interested in it, right, you think like you are that kind of people that really going to be very excellent in this role, then how to land a job as a PM? What kind of like interview questions that you will have, like how to answer each of those interview questions. So yeah, now I think I would be very happy to take any questions you have, guys. Does any one of you have any questions?
Yeah, I think I have asked a lot of questions through the session. So any question from the floor? All right.
Hello.
Yep. Hi,
Hello.
Xiao
Hi.
Tong, am I right?
Yes. Hi, Adi. I have some questions.
Yes.
All right. So right. So based on your presentation just now, I see that your roles as a product designer includes like user experience, technology. Like there's this diagram of circles, like so it includes like user experience, technology, and business. So like I know like product designers also include like user experience and technology, but it's just not the business part. But my question is, how do you guys actually collaborate as a team, like to improve the product experience?
Yeah, so usually, right, the product, okay, if you talk about the customer facing product, you really hard to communicate with the user, right? Especially for example, like the Shopee stuff, right? You cannot talk with the user. It's hard. So usually data analysts will take a look at the data and then like highlight several parts that can be improved. And then like after that, the PM will analyze it deeper on like what are the problems and like how they can improve it. And then like after that, after they know exactly what's the requirements is, and then like usually PM will throw these issues to the designer, to UX researcher, UX designer, so they can propose their solutions according to that kind of requirement.
Okay, understood. So I can say that product designers were under you, is it?
As I said before, right? Yeah, for the designers is assigned to me, but they are not under me because they are not reporting to me. They are reporting to design lead usually.
Okay, right. Okay,
Is it answering your question?
Yes, it does. Because I'm quite interested in this position as a product designer. So I just wanted to know more, especially in Shopee. I feel like the team is like so huge, and then there are so many roles going on.
Yeah,
so I just wanted to know more.
Good luck. I hope that we can collaborate together one day.
Okay, but you're working in Singapore, right?
Yes. I think yeah, if you're interested to apply for this product related, tech related role, I really recommend you to apply to Shopee Singapore directly. Why? Because like when you are in the local team, usually you only solve for the local problem. Usually like the product that only specific for your country only. Let me give you some example. Probably like the text product, right? Text product is different from one country to another, so they need to make it local. However, like for the main important funnel like homepage, and then like search, recommendations, and like cart, checkout, refund, chat, and all of those things, they will develop it in the HQ, which is right now either in Singapore or in China.
Okay.
So if you really want to have the international exposure, to collaborate with a lot of people with a lot of different backgrounds, I think I really recommend you to apply directly to Shopee Singapore. I think the benefit is also much better.
Okay, thanks for the recommendation. But are you working there or it's remotely?
Yeah,
I'm just curious.
I'm working from Singapore.
Okay. All right. Okay, I think that's it for my questions. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Any other question? All right. Yep. If there is no other question from the floor, right? I think we can wrap up here. So, okay, just as a wrapping up. So, and also a question from just a reminder. Not really a reminder lah. So to all our members here, so you have any if you have any collaboration call, or you need some help, you also can raise now, or like just text us in the group. And also, Adit, can you please share me this slide after this?
Yeah. Let me share you after this.
Okay. Yeah, you just drop me in the WhatsApp. So, right. So thanks everyone. Thanks for spending your Saturday night with all of us, and also special thanks to Adit.
Yeah, will we take a? Yeah, can we have like a photo together?
Sure. Yeah, you will. I'm going to mention that.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone, Jeff, Shane, Melvin, if you get your okay, just open up your camera. So yeah, I think Jeff, are you there? Shane, Xiaotong.
Wait. I am having some setting issues with my video camera, which is why I couldn't turn it on earlier.
Okay, then we wait for you for 5 minutes.
Wow, pressure way like that. Okay. I think I rejoined for a moment.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, Jeff. I think Jeff go to reconnect lah.
We cannot see Shane, right? I think Shane is also a black color.
Eddie, are you talking? I cannot hear you.
I mean, Shane is also. I'm also got problem, is it?
Hello?
You guys black color.
Hello. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear. Okay, I can hear now. Wait. Eddie, can you take the screenshot later?
I'm using phone, bro.
Let me help. Let me help.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that's perfect.
Okay, Jeff, are you in already? Oh no, not yet.
Haven't joined yet.
Hmm. So Adit, because are you moving to new company or staying in Shopee?
I'm moving to a new company next week. Not next week.
Oh.
Next the week after. The week after.
Wow.
What company is that?
Orange Travel Agency, OTA.
Oh, okay, yeah, true. Yeah, I remember now. Dun. Any of us here, except Adit, is in Singapore or going to Singapore? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys have any questions or any things related to product management, yeah, please feel free to reach me. Yeah. You can reach me in my LinkedIn, like Instagram is also okay. Phone number is also okay.
Melvin,
Just let me know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Adit, you are also quite active in LinkedIn, right?
Yes.
Yeah, guys, later you can connect with him lah. Just search the name he's showing here, Aditya Zulfami.
Okay.
Sure, we start. Okay, let me take a screenshot.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Adit. Thank you so much. All right. So let's do it. You can just count down, right?
Okay. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Please send us the photo,
Yeah. I'll share it with QC. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Weekend,
Thanks.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Guys,
Thanks,
bye.
everyone. Bye. Good night. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.